want to invite Kim from Chesapeake. She's carrying an American flag that was carried at the peaceful rally with Donald J. Trump on January 6th. I ask you all to rise and join us as Mark Lloyd leads us in the pledge.
Face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag.
What is going on? So that was a rally in support of Glenn Youngkin, who is running in Virginia for the governor's seat as a Republican. Now, to be fair, Glenn Youngkin was not there, and afterward probably thought that was a good call that I made, because they are pledging allegiance specifically to a flag because it was at the Capitol on January 6th. Politics is really weird, Caroline. There's a lot of stuff that's very weird. That seems to me particularly weird. Why? Who cares that it was there? Except we know why they care that it was there. It's just so weird to turn to it and do the ritual thing because it was part of the insurrection.
So the flag is there because it represents a symbol from a day in which the American right failed to acknowledge a legitimate election. And they're using this flag to support a man seeking election. It's just why? I thought we were doing the whole "we're not voting anymore" thing. It doesn't make sense. The symbol is of that, you can't trust institutions, you can't trust Congress, you can't trust the United States government. And then it's oh, by the way, remember, donate to this gubernatorial candidate on your way out. Very good move for him not to be there. Just so many mixed messages.
Oh, he's weird enough though too. He's a weird one.
Yeah, I don't know that much about him. He's
not as bad as Trump or whatever. But anyway, look, I'm glad we have that video. We finally, after years and years in America, we found the American Idol. It's a false one, but we found it. Generally, false idols are false because you shouldn't worship them. This one, they're also being false about it. They know that it wasn't a peaceful protest. That's why they liked it. If it had been a peaceful protest, you wouldn't have heard a right-winger talk about it for 8 months now. They wouldn't care. They loved that it was violent.
Wait, just really quickly, they're talking about the peaceful protest, and the sign in the background says that the candidate is a Godzilla of truth. Did I read that right?
I love metaphors, but at a certain point, you're stretching. You're stretching.
Oh my God.
I want a reputation as a guy who gives good advice for stock trades. I want to be an alligator of finance. That's what I want. No, do you even understand metaphors?
Right.
But anyway,
pick an animal, pick a quality.
Yeah, cool. I don't get it. Anyway, while Glenn Youngkin was not there, Trump did phone into the rally in support of him. And to give you an idea of, well, not that you need another idea of how crazy this rally was, they just worshiped an insurrection flag. So they got their Ashley Babbitt for their martyr. Now they have their flag. It's like how they said after the wall came down in Germany, everybody claimed to have a piece of it. And there were so many pieces that you could put together like 3 walls. Now they've got their flags. Everyone's gonna be saying my flag was there. This one I beat a cop with. But anyway, so Trump did call in and said Glenn Youngkin is a great gentleman. We won in 2016. We won in 2020, the most corrupt election in the history of our country. Probably one of the most corrupt anywhere, but we're gonna win it again. And so he wants Youngkin to win, even though Youngkin's got this weird back and forth thing where at one point they were calling him, like Seb Gorka called him a rhino because he wouldn't go on his show. And then now he's like MAGA loves him. Youngkin is calling for an audit of voting machines, which is already done, but he's calling for it again because you're supposed to be freaked out about 2020. He admits that there was no significant fraud in past Virginia elections. He says he doesn't expect Democrats to cheat this fall, but you have to pretend to think that all elections are stolen anyway. And by the way, he has been changing. So originally, He didn't want to campaign with this state senator, Amanda Chase, who's a big conspiracy theorist in the area, super supportive of the January 6th people, calling them patriots or whatever. Didn't want to be seen with her as recently as August. Now gonna be campaigning with Chase in Martinsville and Chesterfield soon. So, sorry, that was last week. So you do what you gotta do to win. And on the right, they think it's, I gotta be with Trump, I gotta be with the Trump people, which means whatever conspiracy theories he comes up with, whatever lies he pushes, that's my thing now. Anyway, any other thoughts?
I'm lost on if we're supposed to vote or not. If I'm a Republican, just am I supposed to vote or not? Like Trump is saying one thing, this guy's saying another thing. I'm confused.
Well, we're gonna debate it, don't you worry.
Great.
We're gonna try to figure out what are you supposed to do if you're a red hat wearer.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.